sponsored by Maya Berry. The proposed amendment states, after the words peace and dignity, add the following. We also call for an international effort to rebuild Gaza, which the UN warns could be uninhabitable by 2020, and where poverty and hopelessness undermine peace and security for both Palestinians and Israelis.
I'm going to ask you to read it a second time.
My name is Maya Berry, originally from Michigan, and now I'm from the state of Maryland. As the clerk read, we call on the international effort to rebuild Gaza, which the United Nations warns could be uninhabitable by 2020, and where poverty and hopelessness undermine peace and security for both Palestinians and Israelis. That is the language of this amendment.
Thank you. Are there 15 seconders? There are 15 seconders. Will anyone be speaking in opposition? There will be an opposition. 5 minutes are granted to the proponents of the amendment. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to start by noting that during our last, because we don't have the opportunity to rebut, we made the point about final status items need to not be in our platform. Our platform is full of final status items with regards to Palestine and Israel, and I think that's particularly problematic. This is simply language that addresses a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. It is incumbent on our party to call for supporting the international effort to rebuild Gaza. These efforts have been insufficient, slow, and we owe it to both Israelis and Palestinians alike to make this a priority. We will undermine the security of both Palestinians and Israelis if we cannot provide a vehicle for Palestinians to live a dignified, free life. Gaza has 43% unemployment, 60% youth unemployment. Gaza faces a humanitarian crisis. According to the UN, 95% of Gazan water is not safe to drink. Oxfam estimates it will take more than 100 years to rebuild after the recent conflict. Of the 1.8 million people living in Gaza, 100,000 still are homeless as a result of the 19,000 homes that were destroyed. This is a city, this is a territory twice the size of DC. This is a humanitarian plea to do the right thing. It does not impact the other language. It doesn't impact the conversation that happened in St. Louis. It merely suggests that we have a heart and a compassion, and we're capable of applying it to both Palestinians and Israelis.
Okay, the amendment fails. Do we have an additional amendment?
We do. Thank you, Mr.
Please
Chair.
read the amendment.
Amendment 162.